Thank you very much, Nana. This incident happened when I was away. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. And I must say there no explanation. Nobody can explain this thing away. Totally unacceptable, condemnable. It's sad that this country people don't resign when things like this happen. Look, we start in this country when Dr. George Akufu-Dampare did recruitment in this country. He departed from this people going to queue for screening because the thing was done online. They scheduled people, invited them to halls where they are not under the sun, like they are pigs or goats. Sat down, and they were called one by one, screened, and even offered water to drink in a humane environment. This was done in this country by the Ghana Police Service under Dr. George Akufu-Dampare. So the question is, how come that one arm of the security service was able to do this, did it so well, and another arm of the security service has thrown the whole country into this mess? You open a portal for people to register. You knew the numbers that have registered. You knew that the numbers that are registered, the airworks person cannot contain them. So it didn't occur to anybody to say, even if we do this inhumane one, by asking them to come and queue in the sun, let's look at the capacity of airwork and let's schedule and say, these are the numbers that will be coming to airwork. Airwork cannot contain them. So let's do it on daily basis and schedule the number that the place can take, that this cannot happen, so that instead of so many people piling up, you can have them in badges on different days. That would have prevented this kind of disaster. And so when people sit in places of power and they fail to do the right thing and things like this happen, and people are not punished and people don't on their own also resign, we don't expect our country to move forward. Because then those who will come over later will also think that, oh, anything can happen. The nation will just look on and nobody gets any punishment. And I don't think that we can continue to grow our country this way. The countries that we admire, it's because people resign when the least thing happen. So lessons are there for people to learn. Unfortunately, in Ghana, these things don't happen. Major things have happened to us and people remain in office, nothing has happened. And unfortunately, it's the same situation we are in. No explanation from the military or anybody to me makes sense to me for what has happened to these young people. No explanation. Nobody can blame the young people. Because if Elvis, I'm coming to that stadium, how will I know that the numbers that are reporting that day are more than what the stadium can take? I will not know. It is you, the person who accepted the registration, who knows the numbers and should have thought that because the numbers that you have that will be screened at airwork, the capacity of the stadium cannot take them. Let's just divide them into badges and do them on different dates so that the numbers that will come there will not be that huge for anybody to even engage in anything that will lead to this death. And we must accept this. We must accept that the military failed big time and therefore people are not being punished. It's unfortunate. For me, asking their families to bring representatives is in order, okay? But I think that the state must go beyond that and compensate the family financially. Families deserve financial compensation from loss of these 6 young girls. Aside giving the opportunity to replace somebody, they actually deserve hefty compensations. And if they are not compensated, I will urge any family member to sue the Ghana Armed Forces on this issue. Because first of all, you are the one who invited them to the venue. The Airworks Sports Stadium belongs to the Ghana Armed Forces. So if something happens to anybody there, and when that person was there at the invitation of the Ghana Armed Forces must be held responsible. So if the state will not compensate the family with a hefty amount, those that can afford, lawyers that can offer pro bono services, I think should support this family to sue the Ghana Armed Forces for some hefty money. You see, when people sue and they win, it sets a certain standard for the whole nation. And that is why next time somebody will ensure that the people at the helm of affairs do the right thing. Because if they don't do the right thing, the state is going to lose some money. So for me, it's either the state compensate them financially or some lawyers should come together, help these families to sue the Ghana Armed Forces to teach all of us country as a lesson that when institutions of state fail, we shouldn't let them walk free by offering the family a replacement of the person they have lost. You can never get that person back again. And I think that the replacement is not enough, that the state must compensate, and without any compensation, the families and those who can support them legally should be able to sue the Ghana Armed Forces for hefty amounts so that next time we all learn lessons. Because you cannot tell me that you invited people to a premises that you own. The premises, you own it, and you are the one who invited them there. And when something happens to the people there, they don't get any financial compensation. There's no insurance for anything. And the only thing the family gets is if you can get somebody who is qualified.
But these people adhere to my guidelines.
Whose responsibility is it?
Because we saw videos and we saw the rush.
Whose responsibility is it to make sure that the right thing happens there?
The Ghana Armed Forces.
So what are you talking about?
You and I do not know whether instructions were given there and the people that
Please, I've told you that having known the numbers and Armed Forces knew that the numbers that they are inviting there are more than what the stadium can accommodate. You cannot blame the person you are inviting there. You are inviting me to an event. You know that the capacity of the place is more than the number of people you are inviting there. And when you invite me there and we are more than the number and something happens to me, it says I should take responsibility. What are you talking about? They have admitted that the numbers were overwhelming. And you are saying that 60,000, what's the capacity of Ewak Stadium? And how many people did they invite there on that day? The number that they invited to Ewak Stadium, is that the capacity Ewak Stadium can take on a day? Let's be realistic. Let's begin to build a nation that people are held responsible for not doing the right thing. You are a leader, something has happened. You either resign or you are fired. So that it sets the example for somebody else who will occupy the position that you either do your job and do it well, or when there is an eventuality, you will suffer for it. It is important that we set this kind of precedent. Because as I said, Dr. Dampare under the police service has done this as far back as 2021. We are in 2025, and something that was done in 2021, everybody said, if we can do recruitment in this way, it's humane. The people have applied. You know the numbers. What they are coming to do is not start military training or police training. They are coming to look at their certificate, look at their height, look at their body, look at say, oh, this person, go. You hear from us. If after assessment you qualify for the next stage, you get a text message that you qualify for the next stage. If this is supposed to be done, why should people queue in a stadium? This does not require anybody coming to queue. Because the things you are looking for, it's not like you are saying that they should come and run 100 meters race or 300 meters race to see how fit they are. You are inspecting this. And as I said, if the police service had done it successfully, I don't see how the other services could not copy it and do same. And this kind of way of doing things should change. Look, even the forms to even apply, if they say go to Ghana Commercial Bank, if you live in Parliament Duga, my father's hometown, or Tongochana, but there's no Ghana Commercial Bank there. It means you have to take a car and go to Peki.
You have Ghana Post?
No. So it means they have to travel. Meanwhile, we have mobile money today, where you can pay money and a code will be given to you right on your phone, and right sitting there in your house, you can fill this form. Why should people still walk to banks to be able to pay and say, I am paying this money for a recruitment, the security services or military or police? Why is it that the people cannot just pay the money through Momo? Why are we digitizing, bringing technology system to make life easier for all of us, yet institutions are not recognize the importance of using that digitization process, and they still make us go through the very processes we are trying to digitize to prevent? I don't understand how we are governing this country. That's why I've said that it appears that we need to vote an amount of money and give an order that within 6 months to 1 year, everybody working for a public service in Ghana should compulsorily take a digitization course. If you think you cannot, you leave, we employ new people.
Who should pay for it?
The government of God pay for it. But they work for the state, and you want systems to run faster for you, the government. So you must compel every public servant, civil servant, to go through a digitization course done on weekends, okay, so that everybody can use the digitization. Well, Government is investing billions and billions to digitize various sectors of the economy so that things can be done well. And yet, when we put the money to do the systems, application becomes a problem because the people in charge of the various, many of them actually don't even have the skills because it's far that they were born before these things came.
Very obvious. Let me hear from